Hey guys, my name is Matimio, and today I have another episode of Sunday Mailbox. This is a video series where you, the viewers, submit your gaming or Battlefield 3 related questions, and then I give my humble opinion on them. If you would like to submit your own question, you can do so by either leaving a comment down below or sending me a YouTube message. I will take both, and I could potentially talk about it in an upcoming episode. The first question for today is, there are sports games such as NCAA football series that have live weather effects based on location of where you choose to play or customize yourself. What do you think of future Battlefield titles having live weather effects based on maybe server location, or even being able to rent a server and select live weather effects or weather settings and day-night cycles based on where you live? I think this would create a dynamic experience, and I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Yeah, I definitely would like to see this implemented into future Battlefield titles. I think it would be pretty awesome, but I also don't think that it needs to be based off where the server is located. That just seems kind of silly. But I really would like to have some sort of dynamic or live weather in the game. I think it would kind of freshen up maps or keep them fresh for longer. The things, they wouldn't get as stale as quickly, and it would just kind of be amazing. And I already know that there are some first-person shooters out there that are trying to have a dynamic weather system implemented in their game. I know that PlanetSide 2 is already working on them. It still needs some work. I remember when they were trying to work on their fog. When the fog rolled in, you really couldn't see 3 feet in front of you. So they are still tweaking their system, but it's really nice to see that there are developers out there for first-person shooters who are trying to implement this into their game. And I honestly think it is really, really cool, and I like to see it in future first-person shooters, and especially in the Battlefield franchise, considering that they really do like to go for that more realistic feel. And what's more realistic than dynamic weather? But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section. Would you guys like to see live weather in future Battlefield titles? Do you think it would be a distraction, or would it be a nice aspect of the game? Let me know down below. The next question for today is, I was playing a game of Rush on Battlefield 3 last night, and I encountered a guy just as another guy spawned on him and killed me. I would have had them if it wasn't for the spawn protection. I was thinking how this could be fixed. DICE could remove spawn protection from Battlefield 4, and if you died within 2 or 3 seconds of spawning, it won't count towards your death. It also wouldn't count towards attackers' tickets on Rush or Conquest. If you like this idea, please try to get this out to the community. You are definitely not alone with your frustration with the current spawn system in Battlefield 3. I know a lot of Battlefielders out there find the system to be very unfair. I included. I think that the system does need some work, but I also feel like this system you describe here really isn't the solution that a lot of Battlefielders are looking for. I really think that the simplest way for DICE to make it fair would be to, if you spawn on an ally, you don't get protection, but if you spawn on a capture point, like a conquest point, or back in your deployment, you do get the spawn protection. Because I know the reason why DICE added it into the game was to make it more fair for players who just spawned on a point to not just get completely blown away by the enemy. I mean, that system does make sense. But if you're spawning on an ally and he's closer to the battle, because that's the reason why you're spawning on him, so you don't have to run all the way from your deployment, then you should have a little bit, there should be a little bit of an element of risk when you spawn on him. You're taking a risk to spawn on your ally to get closer to the battle, and to be kind of rewarded with the spawn protection just seems kind of unfair for anyone who was, trying to shoot your ally, and, they were able to take him out, but because your spawn protection was up, you were able to kill them. That just seems a little bit unfair. So I think that if DICE changed the system to where if you spawn on your ally, you don't get it at all, but if you spawn back at your deployment or on a capture point, you get it, and I think that right there would be the best system right now for the Battlefield franchise in general. The final question for today is, this has been bothering me for a while. I can't figure out which rifle has the longest range. I use the M98B for my longest shots, but should I be using the JNG90 for those long shots? I think the question you're asking here is, which is the best long-range bolt-action rifle, and if that's the case, then that's easy. The M98B has the fastest bullet velocity out of all the bolt-action rifles in the game, and what that means for you is you don't have to aim as high above the target's head, so you don't have to compensate as much for bullet drop, and you don't have to lead your target as much. So if you are strictly going for those extremely long-range shots, then the M98B is going to be your best bolt-action rifle. That all being said, though, the JNG90 I think has the second highest bullet velocity capacity out of all the bolt-action rifles. So it's also a very nice pick as well. And one of the nice things about the weapon is that it has a larger magazine size compared to the M98B. But honestly, the bolt-action rifles in this game are extremely similar, and it sounds like you're kind of falling into this trap right now where you think that the grass is greener on the other side, when really all of the bolt-action rifles are so similar. As long as you get comfortable with one, you get accustomed to its bullet drop, that's going to mean a lot more than just constantly switching between weapons, trying to find, you know, the perfect gun, or assuming that's going to be better just because you see other people using it. My main advice, if you're enjoying the M98B and you're having success with it, stick with it. You're going to get better, and you're going to get used to the bullet drop, and you're going to get a lot more success than, like I said, if you're just constantly switching between other bolt-action rifles. But that's it for today's Sunday Mailbox. I hope you enjoyed. Now you know what I thought about these 3 topics. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts about them in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed the video, or you just want to support my channel, I always appreciate it when you give my videos a rating, and if you haven't already, subscribe for more. And also, if you would like to submit your own question, like I said, leave a comment down below, or just send me a YouTube message, and I could talk about it in an upcoming episode. But until next time, guys, have a good one, and take it easy.